How many of you have prayed and God answers your prayers? We'll be looking at the topic, enlarge my territory. 1 Chronicles 4, 9 to 10 talks about the prayer of Jabez. And Jabez prayed, "Oh, that thou wouldest bless me indeed, and enlarge my coast, and that thine hand might be with me, and that thou wouldest keep me from evil, that it may not grieve me." Let's talk about him. Jabez's birth was a difficult one. For this reason, his mother named him Jabez, meaning he makes sorrowful. Was he born deformed or blind? Was he impaired physically? Was it a breech birth? Can you imagine the emotional tension this selfish mother placed upon her child? It seems to me that it could cause some psychosomatic problems. Even though Jabez seemed to have an emotional roller coaster life, he held on to the fact that he had a God who listened and would never turn his back on him. Jabez was outstanding because he was a man of prayer. Jabez asked God to give him more influence and opportunity to bring glory to his name. He is making a bold request and asking God to give him big things. He may have also wanted God to enlarge his wisdom, knowledge, humility, patience, love, and joy. It is said that hurting people hurt others. Jabez was sick and tired of pain, and so he cried out to God. Whatever the circumstances, bawl out. Lord, have mercy upon me. What we must understand is that when others are hurting, they will hurt you. But I'm saying that if you are hurting because somebody has done something or said something, I'm going to ask you to forgive the individual. You have to realize that they too are hurting. And many persons enjoy when others are hurting. But God did not enjoy what was happening to Jabez. And so he spread Jabez's table before his enemy. Pray like Jabez. God understands and is purifying your character through fiery trials to fit you for the heavenly realm. Yes, God said, "Well, Jabez, you can handle this. You can handle the wealth. Yes, you can handle it. Because if you have gone through that, now I can bless you with this." Jabez cried out. And so when others are hurting you, cry out. But my question to you tonight is, are you hurting others? If you are, cry out to God like Jabez. Keep me from the evil one. Sometimes we feel so broken. Sometimes our children, our spouse, our family members, our friends, our neighbors, whoever in our lives left us feeling broken and miserable. In the sight of man, we need a makeover. We have become a laughing stock to those around us because they may mock us and call us names. We cannot make it. Our deformities in our lives seem to overwhelm us. We feel sorry for ourselves and wish we were somebody else. We are poor, rejected, and dejected. We have no social class. We are born into the wrong family with the wrong skin color. You may have lost your job, your health, your mind, your money, and you may even have contracted COVID-19 virus. But you know what? with all of this and more, never forget the promises that God has in store for all of us. The Bible did not promise us a life of ease when we come to God, because He has to be what? Pruning us, shaping us, molding us, fitting us for the heavenly kingdom. But when we are going through our crucibles, we know the difference is when life gets hard, we have someone to turn to for strength, for courage, for hope and peace. When times are rough, James 1:2-4 says, "Count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness, and let steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing." When trouble comes knocking, we go calling out to God. Philippians 4:6-7 says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Jesus Christ." It says, "And the peace of God." What an assurance. You can go to your beds tonight and be assured that even if you pass in your sleep, your names will be written in the book. Your new name. It doesn't matter what your name is. Sorrow, pain, misery, trials and tribulations. It does not matter. You will have a new name written down in the Word. You know what I've taken from this lesson? That we should not allow our situation, our circumstances in life to determine our destiny. Our character should make us outstanding. Our prayer life should make us exceptional. And you may ask me the question, how can a person maintain faith in God in the face of apparently meaningless suffering? Oh, I watch my mother and father die from cancer. Oh, I watch my aunt die. Oh, they suffered. Oh, they gasped of breath. The only way, and never forget that as long as there's good and evil in this world, we will suffer. We should spend quality time in prayer and fasting to God. We are weak, but He's what? Strong. When Jesus was on earth, He spent the entire night talking to His Father. He was fired up and ready to take on the world the next day because He had a little talk with His Father. So when evil men came to eat up His flesh and pierce His soul with sorrow and false accusations, His character stood out. He conquered them with the written words of God. It is written. Jesus was on a mission and He had to depend on His Father to carry Him through. But Jesus to save His people from their sins, yet His life was dogged by the earls and the hounds and the temptations coming from the devil and men. What says us? What says us? The prayer of Jabez revealed that he understands what many people do not. And what he understands is that there is only one God, and he should be the center of our lives. Remember, we are broken. We are broken. We are hurting. We are miserable. It is perfectly fine to ask God for personal success, as long as that success has a godly purpose. So the motive has to be right. Christ stands at your heart door and he knocks. Yes, let him come in and sup with you. Do not be afraid to ask him to bless you and expand your territories. Your name may have a negative connotation, but God will bless you irrespective of what your name means. Jabez means sorrow and pain, but God answered his prayers and enlarged his territory. Lord, I have suffered enough. My name alone speaks for itself. Lord, I can't get a job. Lord, I was laid off in this COVID era. I can't find the money to pay the rent nor buy the food. But I'm going to ask you to bless me. I'm going to ask you to enter my territory. Bless me, Lord. And place yourself in the position to be blessed. When you ask God to expand your territory, do not define your borders. What does your name mean? Do a research and find out. My name, Odette, means wealth. And I'm going to ask the Lord to make sure that my name is what it is, wealth. Do not put a border around what God is going to bless you with. Keep a song in your heart. Meditate upon his words. Tell others about him. And as we trod heavenward, we know the road is going to get narrower. And we know the road is going to get rougher. And we know the road is going to get steeper. But prayer will keep us connected to heaven. Your name will one day be a new one, written down in glory. And you will be sitting in your room in New Jerusalem, looking around and singing redemption song and telling redemption story.